from the station that's on your side. You're watching News 19 This Morning.
A very good Wednesday morning to you. Thanks so much for waking up with us right here on News 19 This Morning. I'm Lauren Tallarico.
And I'm Lionel Moise. It is 6 o'clock. We have a lot of stories to get to this morning, but first, hot weather, the big story, really continuing to be the trend all across our area.
Yeah, you're going to want to stay inside or get a cold drink today because it is just going to get even hotter than it has been. Amy Aronson joins us now for a look at that steamy, sultry, sticky forecast.
Exactly. It's going to be flat out hot. It's just one way to describe it. Of course, Lauren used every single S adjective in the book there. But if you are going to be outside today and out and about running errands, I want to remind you not to leave animals, not to leave kids in the car, because it's going to get flat out hot. So this is a little experiment here. We're just using an outside temperature of 90 degrees. It's probably going to be about 90 by noon today. So after only 10 minutes with an outside temperature of 90 degrees, that car heats up to 109 degrees. After only 20 minutes, 119 degrees, 30 minutes, 124. And from there, those temperatures just continue to climb. So 60 minutes, 133. And after 90 minutes of leaving your car, 138 degrees inside the car. So some pretty dangerous heat today if you're going to be out and about. Here's a look at those actual temperatures today. Mostly sunny and 96 degrees. Of course, with the humidity, it's going to feel like triple-digit heat this afternoon. More of the same both Thursday and Friday. Partly cloudy with that small chance for an isolated storm. But I really think the big story will continue to be the heat. So 96 on Thursday, too, and 97 by Friday. Let's now take it to the roads this morning, get a quick check at how drivers are doing there on this mild morning. It is time to beat the traffic. And right now, I'm happy to say things are looking pretty good. No collisions to warn you about just yet, so that's good to see. Lots of green if you're traveling along I-26 heading northward from Orangeburg up towards West Columbia or even out towards Irmo right now. Lauren, Lionel.
All right, Amy, thank you so much.
Yep.
We're going to get some of your big headlines this morning. Governor Haley has suspended the longest-serving sheriff in our state. This after him being indicted on bribery charges yesterday. Lexington County Sheriff James Metz has been indicted by a federal grand jury on accusations of taking bribes. That indictment detailed several phone calls between Metz and a former Lexington town councilman. That person was acting as a go-between for the owner of several Mexican restaurants in our area. Now, prosecutors say Metz accepted an envelope full of cash in exchange for keeping some of the restaurant's employees from ending up in a federal database, and that tracks immigrants who were not supposed to be in the United States. We contacted the 68-year-old sheriff by phone. He told News 19 he was very surprised by that indictment, but that he could not talk about the case. He then referred all of his questions to his attorney, who says Metz is innocent and is looking forward to his day in court.
Okay, now to a bit of background. Metz has been working in law enforcement since 1967. He made history back in 1972 when he became the youngest sheriff ever elected in the whole country at the age of just 25. In 1982, he was named South Carolina Sheriff of the Year. In 1998, Metz wanted to be governor. He pondered a GOP primary challenge to then Governor David Beasley, but in the end, supported Beasley for re-election. James Metz is currently the longest-serving elected Republican in our state. About an hour after the indictment was announced, Governor Haley did suspend Metz from office. She then appointed Lewis McCarty as acting sheriff. McCarty, no stranger to the Lexington Sheriff's Department. He served there from 1973 until his retirement in 1999. The 72-year-old issued a statement saying his #1 priority is maintaining integrity and public confidence in the department.
Needless to say, a number of Lexington residents were really caught off guard by this news. Here's what a few of them had to say.
I've always thought of him as a very respectable person. Always. So that's a complete shock to me.
He's just been a very good sheriff, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm disappointed at some of the decisions, I guess, that they're saying has been made, but I don't know, you just hate to see bad things happen with good people.
What things has been going on, in our capital and everything in Washington and all that, and corruption and everything, I think it's just spreading over at law enforcement throughout the country thinks they can get away with the same thing.
I'm just a little surprised. I didn't even know anything like that was going on, but I mean, whatever happens is for a good reason. So whoever takes over, I just hope they do better in the future for the rest of the city.
Sheriff Metz, he's done a lot of good things for the county and stuff. I just think he got steered in the wrong way, and I don't want to forget about all the good things that he's done also. When some people get in trouble, they kind of forget about the good stuff that he did. hopefully it'll all wash out and it won't be true. But if it is, then I'm sure he'll come clean.
And also reacting to this news, Lexington County State Senator Katrina Shealy, but she didn't really seem too surprised when she learned of the indictment. Take a listen.
That's been going on for a long time in Lexington County. They've known that we've had this problem, and the rumors have been growing. We're talking about years now. We're not talking about months. We're not talking about weeks. We've been talking about years, and it's time that this all does come to a head. And, I hate that it involves the sheriff if it does, indeed involve him. So, like I said, it is what it is, and we'll have to go forward from here and see what happens.
Lexington County Council had their monthly meeting last night. We caught up with Chairman Johnny Jeffcoat and Councilwoman Debbie Summers to get their reactions.
I think that public should expect an elected official to live to a higher standard, and it's just sad when things like this occur, because it does dampen some of the confidence that our citizens have.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, but we as a council will move forward, and we will take care of the business of Lexington County as we always have, and we will be supportive to that department and help them through this as well. Great group of individuals that work over there, and we feel like they can continue to do the good work that they've been doing.
2 men were named as the people who bribed the sheriff. Both have been indicted by a state grand jury for their role. The first is 47-year-old Greg Leon. He was the owner and operator of several Mexican restaurants in and around Columbia. Prosecutors say Leon employed illegal aliens in those restaurants. The next is 46-year-old Donnie Frazier. Frazier is a former Lexington town councilman who resigned earlier this year. Beginning back in 2012, prosecutors say Frazier worked as a business liaison for the sheriff's department. He later gave up that post.
Also yesterday, the former South Congaree police chief was also indicted. This indictment, though, deals with his involvement with illegal gaming machines. As it turns out, though, Danny Frazier also mentioned in that indictment. Dakari Turner has those details.
Jason Amadillo was chief of police here for 12 years before his resignation last May. His resignation, of course, came after town hall offices were raided by agents from SLED. Of the indictment, though, some people say it came as a surprise. Others say it's shocking. When South Congaree Town Hall was raided last May, Jason Amadillo and another town employee were put on administrative leave. Amadillo resigned a few weeks later. The indictment alleges Amadillo took money from former Lexington Town Councilman Danny Frazier in exchange for confiscated gaming machines. He is facing a charge of misconduct in office. Town council members met Tuesday for a regularly scheduled meeting. Current town police chief Josh Schumpert did not want to speak on camera. Off camera, he said he developed a working relationship with Amadillo. When Amadillo resigned, Schumpert says he cut the relationship. Current Mayor Brian Jackson took office in August. He says it's been his job to move the town forward.
We've tried to move the town forward, council and myself, of just putting the past behind us, and just upgrading our police department, our town, making it more visible.
I'm not surprised that all of this has come about.
35-year town resident Valerie Lever.
I'm glad it's finally come to an end and people can know now what this was all about, because we've all been wondering.
Tonight we reached out to Jason Amadillo. He told us that he had no comment and instead pointed us to an attorney who also said he had no comment. In South Congaree, Dakari Turner, News 19, WLTX.
Thank you so much, Dakari. In your other headlines this morning, testimony will continue today in the federal trial for former SC State Board Chair Jonathan Pinson. He's accused of racketeering, fraud, and lying to law enforcement. Pinson's attorney says he did not profit from any of the schemes in which prosecutors allege that he did. Yesterday's testimony focused entirely on former SC State Chief of Staff Ed Givens, who pleaded guilty for his involvement back in May. Givens testified there was an agreement between he and Pinson that they would receive and split the profit from the school's 2011 homecoming concert if they were able to hire a specific company to promote it.
In your other headlines, a 6-month-old baby and his father had to be taken to the hospital. This after deputies say the father was beating the child. Richland County deputies responded to Pickard Court in the Westcott subdivision yesterday. They found that father beating his 6-month-old son. We're told the father then tried to fight deputies and resisted arrest. Both were taken to Palmetto Richland Hospital. No word on their condition right now. but deputies say charges are on the way.
Lexington native Lance Corporal Kyle Carpenter will receive the Medal of Honor from President Barack Obama tomorrow. Before he left for Washington, though, he sat down exclusively with News 19. While serving in Afghanistan, he jumped on top of an enemy hand grenade, and that was to shield another Marine, saving his life. The blast took his eye, his teeth, and much of his face. It's been a really long road to recovery for the now former Marine. He has a remarkable story to tell, and you can only see that right here on News 19. Medal of Honor, the Kyle Carpenter story, airs tonight at 7 right here on WLTX. We'll also be in Washington when Carpenter receives that Medal of Honor.
Happening today, Chapin Town Council has a meeting tonight. They'll be discussing a contract for a utility attorney, also giving an update on their mediation that they had to go to. That meeting is set for 7 o'clock tonight at Chapin Town Hall.
We'll also get an update on the redevelopment of the Federal Land Bank building in downtown Columbia. The building will be converted into office and residential space. Mayor Benjamin and the developers will give the details at a press conference. That's at 10:30 in front of the building on Hampton Street.
A reminder to the veterans out there, today is the last day to register for the Dorn VA Benefits Fair. It's this Friday from 11 to 5 at the lake on Fort Jackson. That number on your screen. They'll have benefits information for you as well as food, face painting, and games for the family. Again, the number you see it there, 803-776-4000. Again, today is the last day to register.
Well, it is hot out there, so if you are headed out to Lake Murray to cool off, you're going to notice some crews out there. SCE&G is working to paint a 1.7-mile wall by the Dreher Shoals Dam Walkway. It should take about a year to finish, but should not impact any activities on the lake.
How does this sound? Wineback Wednesday is back in 5 Points tonight. Many of the restaurants and stores are going to have specials and freebies for anyone who stops by. It's really to get more people in that area during the slow summer months, but that means big deals for customers.
All right, well, still ahead here on News 19 this morning, a teenage boy in South Carolina going to take his picture for his license, told to change his appearance because it constituted as a disguise. Many people upset about this. We're going to hear from the teen and his mom coming up.
Plus, a TV reporter finds himself in the middle of pandemonium during the World Cup. What does he do? He just joins right in on the fun. We're going to show you some video you won't want to miss next. That's coming up on News 19 this morning. How many people does it take to catch a runaway bull? Apparently that number is quite a few. The bull made a break for freedom Monday in North Carolina. Take a look at this video. This after the truck that it was in and with other cattle really overturned. Police, cowboys, and people nearby all had to work together to catch the bull. Finally, after a 2-hour search. So he was getting a little bit of a tour there. The cowboy's dog was actually able to help them corner that bull.
He just wants to go back to the wild.
He's just exploring the trees and stuff there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go back in that truck. That was a scary situation.
He doesn't want to go to the butcher.
I hope no. They're not going to eat him.
Just saying.
They're going to.
He was the smart one.
They're going to mate him, and he's going to live happily ever after in a field somewhere.
Yes, that is true.
And all my burgers are veggies.
They're just fake, right?
Yeah, they're fake burgers. Okay, this World Cup has already brought some very dramatic moments, especially for the U.S. Well, one reporter found himself in the middle of the action on Sunday when John Brooks scored the go-ahead goal.
We got tons of great places to watch. How about that? How about that, Alex McKay? How about that?
Well, Drew Carney was at a Portland, Oregon bar garden when the U.S., beer garden that is, a bar garden. There's probably lots of bars there.
It was a bar as well.
It was a bar. Look at him there.
Wait, that is the moment there.
Yes, that is amazing. Of course, the crowd went crazy, and he went crazy too. He got in on all the action, and he took off his jacket to reveal a U.S. jersey. So he
That's the only way to do it.
If I'm going to be here, I'm gonna go for it.
Can't be all stuffy in your suit in there while everyone's cheering.
Look at his face. I love that guy.
Classic.
Hysterical.
I wish I was that cool.
He was prepared. So what's under that? Nothing?
No.
I would love
a white T-shirt. No Superman under here. No jersey.
You guys weren't ready. Wouldn't it have been cool if we came back? And
I know.
Yeah.
We should have prepared.
I know.
I guess I need a jersey first, though.
I don't have one either. I have an England one from Charlie, but
better get ready for this weekend, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Still got a few days.
That's true. Okay.
And it's going to be a good idea to probably stay inside, watch the game, and air conditioning this weekend. It's only going to get hotter. Today looks pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. Yes, we're starting off in the 70s. We're at 72 here in Columbia currently, 68 in both St. Matthews and Orangeburg, and we're coming in at 70 in Saluda, Lexington, Newberry, and Winsboro. And if you check out what's happening on the satellite radar, currently clear all around the Midlands, hardly even a cloud in the sky right now. So we're in good shape to begin. And that's really thanks to high pressure. High pressure at the surface, also high pressure aloft. That's going to keep us mostly dry today, but also help us crank up that heat and humidity. So with that high pressure sitting just offshore, the clockwise rotation around it sending us that warm air directly from the south and the southwest. If you take a peek at what's happening to our north, not too much has changed there. That front hasn't moved a whole lot, but it is triggering more showers and storms for parts of the northern plains. Those storms kind of fired up yesterday in Nebraska and have since moved their way into Iowa, and they're now heading towards the Great Lakes region. But for us, I think rain will be very limited today. I think most locations will actually stay dry, so a lot like yesterday, that sunshine is here to stay with just a couple of storms firing up late this afternoon. But like yesterday, they'll fire up in the upstate and then try to move southward, but kind of fizzle out before reaching us. So it looks like that dry weather will last today and tonight too, and even as we head into your Thursday. So first, for today with the sizzling sunshine, it's going to be flat out hot. 96 today here in Columbia and in Lexington, 94 for Newberry, 95 in Winsboro. And then tonight we cool off, but cool off only back into the 70s. So another mild night out there. 73 is our low in Columbia, 72 for St. Matthews, and 71 in Saluda. Not only do we have the heat over the next couple of days, we've also got that humidity. So this is how hot it's going to feel. These are the temperatures that actually matter as we head into your weekend. Upper 90s tomorrow, feeling like triple-digit heat Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's not really until Monday that those temperatures start to feel like the actual temperatures back in the mid-90s. So if we look at those actual temperatures for the next 7 days, they're going to be quite high. They're actually going to start to skyrocket over the next several days. 96 tomorrow too, but by Friday we crank it up to 97. And then on Saturday, some of the hottest temperatures we'll see so far this year. 98 degrees on Saturday, although we're also going to increase that chance for some afternoon thunderstorms. We'll go with 97 for Sunday. Early next week, that chance for rain will continue to increase and those temperatures will start to come back down. We're back in the mid-90s both Monday and Tuesday. Let's now head to the roads this morning and see how things are shaping up there. It is time to beat the traffic. And right now, I'm happy to say things are looking good there. Almost dropped the clicker. Lots of green on the major highways right here in Columbia, even in Lexington. No major issues right now. As you can see, I-20 looking good. Also, US 378 looks like it's moving right along. Lauren, Lionel?
You got those quick reflexes, Amy.
I know. Almost lost it.
Amy out.
Drops the mic. There goes my forecast. All right, Amy, thank you so much.
Well, still ahead here on News 19 this morning, some controversy at the DMV making national headlines. A teenage boy from our state told to remove his makeup for a license picture.
A lot of people weighing in on this. We want to know what you think. We have that story coming up next on News 19 this morning. Don't go anywhere.
An upstate teen is protesting after he says he was told to take off his makeup before being allowed to get a license photo taken at the DMV.
Now, the 16-year-old says he was not wearing a disguise and he was dressed like himself. Dana Watcher has those details.
He turned 16, passed his driving test with flying colors. But when it came to get the photo snapped for his license,
I was in complete shock.
Chase Culpepper said he was told he'd need to clean up or walk out.
She told us that I could not wear a disguise because according to them, makeup was a disguise and that I did not look like a boy should.
So he took off his makeup.
Angry, upset, heartbroken that my government was telling my son, you must conform to our ideals of what a man should look like.
According to the South Carolina DMV photo policy updated in 2009, at no time will an applicant be photographed when it appears that he or she is purposefully altering his or her appearance so that the photo would misrepresent his or her identity.
His ID says that he's male. The card says that he's male. He needs to look like a male.
This is how I am every day, and if a police officer wanted to recognize how I am, then he would want to see who I am in my picture as well.
DMV spokesperson Beth Parks says it's important for a license picture to portray who the person is legally. She says if someone is transgender and changes the name and gender through the courts, the DMV will honor that change.
I'm still developing into the person that I am. I'm still trying to figure all that stuff out.
Chase doesn't think he should be singled out at the DMV for dressing differently, so he went to the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, and this past week the group contacted the DMV explaining that Chase's rights were violated.
I'm very proud of him I love him very much, and I stand behind him 100% because he's not done anything wrong.
And he's trying to make things better for other people.
I don't think anyone, no matter who you are, should have to feel like that.
All right, well, you can go to our Facebook page and let us know what you think about that story.
Yeah, it's stirring a lot of controversy all over the country. It's made a lot of national papers, a lot of national news, so we want to know what you think about it. Again, that's an upstate boy. So yeah, let us know what you think.
All right, still ahead this morning, that extreme heat just taking over the Midlands. We have what you need to do to make sure that your family, your pets, and your kids are safe. Very important information here. You're not going to want to miss it next.
Your time is 6:27. News 19 This Morning is back in just a minute.
You're watching News 19 This Morning with Lionel Moyes and Lauren Tallarico.
A very good morning to you. Thanks so much for waking up with News 19 this morning. It is the middle of the week, Wednesday, June 18th.
That's right. It is 6:30 and it is hot outside. Seems to be the case for us this entire week, really. The temperature is just continuing to rise, reaching the high 90s again yesterday.
Yeah, not only is that hot and uncomfortable, it can just be downright dangerous. Amy Aronson joins us now, not only with a look at the forecast, but also with some ways to keep you and your pets safe.
Exactly, and it's kind of been quite some time since we've had temperatures this hot, so it's a good time to remind people, you know, what to do, you know, during this kind of heat, not only for yourself, but of course for your animals too. You don't want to leave them outside, you don't want to leave them in the car, but here's just a look back at how long it's been since we've seen temperatures this high. It's been since summer 2012, August and July. That was the last time we saw temperatures in the upper 90s and near the triple digits. So far this year, we've only had temperatures reach that 96-degree mark. So it's been quite some time since we've seen temperatures that hot, and here are some things to remember that you're going to want to do over the next couple of days. Number one, you're going to want to stay hydrated. So you want to drink lots of water. Water is probably the best thing for you to keep you hydrated. Probably drink a little more than you're used to drinking. You also want to try to avoid the direct sunlight. So during the heat of the day, either stay in the shade or stay inside. And the best place to be inside, of course, is an air-conditioned place, especially with temperatures nearing the triple digits. If you do have to be outside at all, light-colored, lightweight clothing is certainly the best. And you want to try to take cool showers to cool you down if you do have to be out and about in the heat, of course. And like I mentioned, you want to make sure your pets stay cool too, either by staying inside in the air conditioning. You really don't want to leave them outside in this type of heat. And I do want to remind everyone that extreme heat actually causes more deaths each year than tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, and floods combined. So it is certainly a concern for us, and with the temperatures we're looking at this week, here's the reason why. 96 degrees today. Remember, with humidity, it's going to feel much hotter than that. Also, the sunshine will be out today, and we have a very small chance for rain. Tonight, we're going to cool down some, so we do take lows back into the low 70s tonight. We're back down to 73, but rinse and repeat tomorrow. Partly cloudy, hot and humid with highs once again near 96 degrees, and also once again, hardly any rain in that forecast, just a small chance for an isolated storm. Let's now head to the roads this morning and see how things are shaping up there. It is time to beat the traffic. And right now, I'm happy to say things are still looking pretty good this morning as you head out and about. I-77 heading past the Forest Acres area looking pretty good there. Just a little bit of red if you're getting off that exit. And also I-20 between Clemson and Alpine Road starting to see traffic pick up. So a little bit of slow moving traffic there, but no collisions at the moment. Lauren, Lionel.
All right, Amy, thank you so much.
Yep. Well, the alleged leader of the attack in the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi is now in American custody. U.S. officials say they believe this is a photo, we have it coming up shortly, of the suspect, Ahmed Abu Khattala. He was arrested Sunday night just south of Benghazi. There is his photo. That's the location of the 2012 attack that killed U.S. Ambassador Christopher Stevens and 3 other Americans. Khattala is reportedly being held on a U.S. Navy ship in the Mediterranean, undergoing interrogation. He will eventually head to D.C. to be tried.
President Obama will be meeting with congressional leadership today at the White House to discuss the growing conflict in Iraq. Administration officials say the president is expected to make a case for sending a limited number of special forces over there, and that's to develop better intelligence on militants from the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. The Sunni insurgents have overrun a large swath of northern parts of the country in the past few days.
The filmmaking duo behind Oscar-winning films like The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30 are planning a movie about Bo Bergdahl now. Screenwriter Mark Bowl is developing a script for director Catherine Bigelow, that's according to her press representative. Bigelow and Bowles' The Hurt Locker won 6 Oscars at the 2010 Academy Awards.
And the federal government spending about $264 a month for every Obamacare customer getting getting those subsidies. That's according to a new report from the Department of Health and Human Services. Americans using the Affordable Care Act for coverage are paying about $82 a month on average. Those credits are based on income. The less you earn, the more you will be receiving. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that taxpayers will be spending about $12 billion this year alone to cover those subsidies.
Toronto Mayor Rob Ford is scheduled to return to work on June 30th after seeking help for alcohol abuse. In a letter to the Toronto City Clerk, Ford asks that the locks on his office be restored on that date so he can get back in. The mayor has been in rehab since announcing he would take a leave of absence last month. That decision came hours after a new video surfaced that allegedly showed him smoking crack cocaine. Despite the controversy, Ford is planning to seek a second term in that office.
Domestic violence charges against legendary singer-songwriter Paul Simon and his wife have been dropped. Police arrested them back in April on disorderly conduct charges while investigating a family dispute at their home in Connecticut. Now, in a statement from her lawyer, his wife takes the blame, saying she got her feelings hurt and, quote, picked a fight with her husband.
It took nearly a century, but a Virginia woman now has her high school diploma. Norfolk Public Schools gave an honorary diploma to 111-year-old Leela Babb Burden this week. Leela was a student in Norfolk back in 1918. When a flu pandemic hit, the school was shut down to prevent the spread of the flu. Well, Leela never returned to that classroom, but she later raised a family and remains involved in her community where she's lived for the last 107 years.
What an incredible woman that is.
Yeah.
Well, emoji lovers, like myself, you can get ready and get excited. 250 new ones are on their way. They're going to be landing on your phone keyboards very soon. Now, among the new expressions are a bullhorn, a floppy disk, not sure how often you'll be using that, also a few religious symbols as well. Maybe that was a throwback one for them.
Yeah.
The company behind the software still hasn't really fixed the lack of diversity in emoji people. Texters have really been complaining about this. You and I talked about this all the time.
Yes.
There are very, very few emoji faces for you to choose from, and they are very stereotypical ones that you would think of as well.
I totally agree. When I first downloaded the emoticon, that's the first thing I noticed. I was trying to text you, I think, and I'm like, wait a second.
Where is the black man?
That's what I said.
I don't see the black man emoji.
I said emoji's racist. I think that's what I said to you.
Yeah, it was yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So hopefully they'll get some more kind of diversity on those.
Definitely.
Keyboards.
A lot of the tweets I've been seeing, apparently another poop emoji is coming too. So that's something for you to look forward to there as well.
Sorry, folks. Hope you weren't eating breakfast right now and had to think about that.
Good morning, right? All right, you guys stay with us. Still ahead this morning, this is very exciting. A Midlands native and national hero set to receive the Medal of Honor from President Obama.
How you can learn more about the Kyle Carpenter story, an inside look into his life you can only see on News 19. Plus, the Midwest continues to see severe storms as more tornadoes spawn all across the region.
We're going to bring you the latest on their recovery efforts there. 6:38 is your time. Hope you're having a very good morning from all of us here at News 19.
Well, new amazing video continues to pour out of Nebraska after devastating tornadoes tore through the area this week, leaving at least 2 people dead, one just a 5-year-old little girl. Take a look at this funnel cloud. This is in Coal Ridge, which is just about an hour and a half outside of Omaha. This was one of the tornadoes spotted last night, but there were no more reports of injuries, luckily. But of course, on Monday, several people critically injured and 2 people were killed when tornadoes spawned. So hopefully they're going to not be dealing with that severe weather for much longer because they're just having a rough couple days, Amy.
Exactly. Not a whole lot has changed across the nation. So if you look at the satellite this morning, it looks pretty similar to what we saw yesterday morning, although it's really a new cluster of storms that formed along the same boundary and moved through the same area. So Nebraska, I know, got hit hard again yesterday, unfortunately, and even this morning, parts of Omaha and Wisconsin, a lot like yesterday, are still dealing with those storms too. So it's all in that big ridge of high pressure. You know, we're under the ridge, so we're in the core of the heat. You can see that just by checking out temperatures here, with temperatures in the 70s from Dallas and Oklahoma City all the way through St. Louis, Memphis, and of course right here in Columbia too. Even New York City, check it out. They're in the middle of their first heat wave of the season. 82 degrees there this morning. But you'll notice on the ridge of that heat, that's where we've got those storms, and that's where our front is setting up right now. Storms are a problem this morning from Iowa right into the Great Lakes region. But for us, high pressure is really the story. So not only do we have high pressure at the surface there, we also have it high above our heads, and that's keeping things clear from the southern plains right into the east, all the way up into the northeast right now. But I do want to give you a peek at those storms because severe weather is still a concern there. Northern parts of Iowa, right into southern parts of Wisconsin, and now moving into central parts of Michigan too. But for us, right here in the Midlands, we're off to a good start. Clear as a bell right now. We're waking up to clear skies currently here in Columbia. Sun just starting to come up, and it's pretty much here to stay all day today. Maybe a cloud or two as we head through the afternoon, but that's really about it. I think most of those storms today will stay off to our north and west. They fire up in the upstate, and that's where they stay. They fizzle out there before reaching us. As we head into your Thursday, more of the same. Another round of that sizzling sunshine, followed up with another round of those very isolated storms during the late afternoon and the early evening hours. So for today, mostly sunny, hot, and very humid, a lot like yesterday with highs near 96 degrees. Once the sun goes down tonight, a bit more manageable. We'll take your low back down to 73. Looking ahead at the rest of your 5-day forecast, you'll notice not a whole lot's going to change. If anything, temperatures are going up. So for tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated storm, 96 is our high. Temperatures will start to skyrocket Friday into Saturday, and we're going to be dealing with some of the hottest temperatures of the year so far. 97 on Friday. Here we go. Saturday, 98 degrees with humidity. Remember, that's triple-digit heat. We do increase that chance for afternoon thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully we'll get some to cool down those temperatures. Let's now head to the roads this morning and see how things are shaping up there. It is time to beat the traffic. And right now I'm happy to say things are looking pretty good on the major highways. Lots of green out there this morning, so that's good to see. I-26, whether you're heading to or from Irma, looking good. Greystone Boulevard, Highway 126, all clear right now. Lauren, Lionel.
All right, Amy, thanks so much.
Yep.
Well, this morning we were talking about the growing trend of dress socks, so I'm not just the only person kind of obsessed with this. Every day here on News 19 this morning, as you know, I share a pair of my socks as sock of the day.
That's right, and now across the country, more men are going with the unique dress style. Don Daler has the details.
Vincent Nasserbach left a career on Wall Street to open the Sock Hop men's apparel store in downtown Manhattan 4 years ago, right about the time colorful socks became cool. His store features hundreds of pairs of high-end hosiery.
Were you surprised that you were kind of at the beginning of the trend?
We could see it kind of start creeping up, and then sure enough, you see guys that are really into fashion wearing socks, and then it turns into guys that are more business types wearing socks, and now it's everybody.
Men's socks are now the fastest growing sector of men's apparel. Sales have soared 14% in just 1 year. High-end dress and athletic socks have combined to create a $2.8 billion industry. A cashmere pair at J. Crew runs $80. Barney's Elder Statesman will set you back $350. And at Harry's of London, a pair made from New Zealand red deer will warm your toes for a mere $1,500.
In a more casual era, the tie disappears, and so there's this opening for another kind of expression of personality in an otherwise humdrum wardrobe.
Troy Patterson writes the Gentleman Scholar column for Slate.com.
The ties, there's no sort of like tactile pleasure in it, right? It's just a thing that's around your neck. It doesn't touch your body. It's sort of like it's what is more wonderful, like on a cold winter day, than to have some like a nice rich merino wool against your feet.
There seems to be no limit to the prints and patterns that are peeking out from cuffs.
I see polka dots, I see stripes, I see pretty much any color that you can imagine.
Yeah, I think after we've broken down the wall of just navy and black, we can go all sorts of designs, all sorts of colors, because it doesn't really have to match anything.
Even the first dad, President Obama, received a pair from his predecessor last July. George H.W. Bush jumped into the trend with both feet long before crazy socks were popular. Don Daler, CBS News, New York.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. George Bush is the coolest old man, that is for sure. Skydiving and wearing cool socks with his own face on it on top of that.
I know. He does have some trendy socks. If that guy was not a salesman, I just don't know who is. But
Yes.
It was like nothing like on a cold day wearing a rich merino pair of wool socks.
You had to write that
against
one
your
down
feet.
and make sure.
A rich merino wool socks against your feet on a cold day. I was like, I would like a pair of rich merino wool $1,500 socks
I would not.
against my feet.
I absolutely love socks. Before you spend $1,500 on a pair of socks for me, just give me the cash. Okay, I will buy both of us a pair of beautiful socks and your feet will be just fine.
I've got you several pairs of socks from Target.
Yes, I get love from Target.
I get-
$4.
Yeah.
Keeps you happy.
Yeah, like-
All right, well, speaking of
I've gotten you dollar socks from there before. They didn't fit you though.
I'm not worth the $4.
I
You bought
got
me
you.
those kitty socks that time. They were so cool though. You know, I like patterns as well. The ones you got me had patterns on them. I'm rocking the watermelons today. Perfect for how hot it is outside. You might want to
look delicious.
Do they look warm and comfortable?
No, I just want to eat your watermelon socks.
All right, you guys can tweet me if you're wearing cool socks at Lionel West. We'll show them right here on the show.
Yeah, still ahead here on News 19 this morning. A big story. A longtime sheriff among those indicted in connection with charges of bribery. The latest on the situation surrounding Lexington Sheriff James Metz.
Plus, we're going to bring you more of the headlines that we're following this morning in your Midlands Rundown and another look at the forecast. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
On your side, you're watching News 19 WLTX.
A very good morning to you. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on News 19 this morning. It is Wednesday, June 18th.
Your time now 6:52. Here's your top stories in today's Midlands Rundown. Lexington Sheriff James Metz has been indicted by a federal grand jury on bribery charges. He's also been suspended from his position by the governor. That indictment detailed phone calls between Metz and a former Lexington town councilman who was acting as a go-between for the owner of several Mexican restaurants. Prosecutors say Metz accepted cash in exchange for keeping restaurant employees from ending up in federal databases of illegal immigrants. Metz attorney says he is innocent.
Testimony continues today in the federal trial for former SC State Board Chair Jonathan Pinson. He's accused of racketeering, fraud, and lying to law enforcement. Full details from that case on WLTX.com.
In Richland County, deputies say while responding to a call they saw a father beating his 6-month-old son. That happened at a home in the Westcott subdivision. We're told the father then tried to start a fight with authorities and resisted arrest. Both the father and the son were taken to the hospital. No word on their condition at this time. Deputies say charges are on the way.
Lexington native Lance Corporal Kyle Carpenter will receive the Medal of Honor from President Barack Obama tomorrow. But before he left for Washington, Kyle sat down exclusively with News 19. While serving in Afghanistan, he jumped on top of an enemy hand grenade to shield another Marine, saving his life. He was severely injured, and it's been a really long road to recovery. Kyle has an amazing story to tell. You can see that right here tomorrow. Tonight. Medal of Honor, the Kyle Carpenter story, airs tonight at 7, only here on News 19. We'll also be in Washington when he receives that Medal of Honor tomorrow.
All right, here's what's happening today across the Midlands. Chapin Town Council has a meeting tonight. They'll be talking about a contract for a utility attorney as well as giving an update on their mediation. That meeting is set for 7 tonight at Chapin Town Hall.
We'll also get an update on the redevelopment of the Federal Land Bank building that's in downtown Columbia. The building will be converted into office and residential space. Mayor Benjamin and the developers will give the details at a press conference. It's going to be at 10:30 this morning in front of the building on Hampton Street.
A reminder to veterans, today is the last day to register for the Durham VA Benefits Fair. It's this Friday from 11 to 5 at the lake on Fort Jackson. They'll have benefits information, food, drinks, face painting, and games for the family, but you must call today to register. That number's on your screen, 803-776-4000.
And Wind Down Wednesday in 5 Points returns today. Many of the restaurants and stores in 5 Points are having specials and also freebies for anyone who stops by. It's to get more people in the area during the slow summer months, which means some big deals from me and you.
Yes. Certainly something to check out. All right, you guys stay with us. We're all checking out this hot weather. You might want to check out a pool a little bit later. Amy has another look at the forecast. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
Welcome back to News 19 this morning. We hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. It's definitely going to be a hot one out there once again. No big surprise.
That's an understatement.
Yeah,
remember when we were wishing for this back when we had winter masks?
Yeah, I sure was one of them.
Well, here it is, and it's going to stick around. We don't officially kick off summer until Saturday, but it already feels like it, of course. Mild this morning with temperatures in the 70s. We are headed up to 96 degrees once again today. Mostly sunny and very hot, also very humid. Feeling like triple-digit heat this afternoon. I would just watch out for a storm or two this evening, but that's really about it. We're back in the low 70s tonight, and the next couple of days look pretty identical. So tomorrow, partly cloudy, hot and humid, 96 is our high. Once again, that isolated storm can't be ruled out, and here we go on Friday. Temperatures will continue to climb. We're up to 97 degrees with, more humidity too, so feeling like triple-digit heat. I want to remind everyone, stay hydrated. Try to avoid being out during the heat of the day in that direct sunlight. And if you do have to be out, sunscreen is a must today, light-colored clothes. And remember to keep those pets inside too. They like the air conditioning like we do. So if it's too hot for you, it's probably too hot for them.
And dangerous.
And dangerous, yes. Exactly.
All right, Amy, thank you so much. A reminder to you tonight, you can see the Kyle Carpenter special only here on News 19. That's at 7 o'clock. He sat down with us exclusively before he went to D.C. He's going to be getting that Medal of Honor tomorrow from the president.
All right, your time 6:59. News 19 this morning's over. CBS This Morning is next. We'll see you back here in 25 minutes.